are we in here? This is a new live. This is my third time trying. Okay? 3 times the charm. This is my third time trying to go live. Okay, let's see what this work. Come on in. We're back. We bike. We bike. Okay? We bike. We bike. Okay, you responded to my email. Hey, Sanidra. Okay, great. Cool. Thank you for helping me, Marcus. Okay, we're back. Can see and hear you. Okay, great. Great. All right, perfect. Perfecto mundo. Okay, so let's just start talking because I got a lot to cover. I just got a lot to talk about because it's a lot going on in the world. For one, a Mexican thought that they were going to feel froggy and jump off in Lake Lanier this weekend. We had already warned everybody that shit was not sweet. Ramon Diaz, you know, we warned everybody that shit was not sweet as it relates to Lake Lanier. We told people who were up under there, y'all know how the story go. I used to throw parties on Lake Lanier. A military man who was my captain on the boat that I used to charter on Lake Lanier told me what was under there. I started doing my research. I blabbed it out to the internet. People did further research, so forth and so on. We keep telling people not to go swimming in Lake Lanier. People don't want to listen. You know, people just don't want to listen. So Ramon got into the water with a life jacket on. And the ancestor told him that you're not supposed to swim in these waters, and our descendants warned you not to come down here, and you did it anyway. So, R.I.P. 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 You know, take heed to when, to what Black folks tell you guys about these sacred waters. Okay. Also, something that happens. Yes, click like in here, guys. We got to get people in here. We have to talk. There are a lot of issues going on in the community. Something very, very tragic and heartbreaking happened here in Atlanta on Father's Day yesterday. If you're in Atlanta, you probably heard about the young Black man who jumped off of Spaghetti Junction. What Spaghetti Junction is where the highways intersect. The busiest, probably the most busiest traffic, definitely on the East Coast, probably, or if not in the South, probably the busiest traffic junction in the South. You got 285 crossing over 75, 85. And he jumped from the top of Spaghetti Junction. And the story has come out of what happened. There were 2 Black women who were trying to talk him down. And because at first he wasn't talking to anybody. And then 2 Black women were able to get close enough to him to talk to him. And he started talking to these Black women because he was a Black man. And he told them that he could not see his children. And that's what stressed him enough to get to the top of Spaghetti Junction and threaten to jump. And the ladies was talking him, talking them through it, talking him down, and just talking through his issues. You know, um, when the fire and rescue got to the scene, the police, because now you have all of 85, 75 at Spaghetti Junction, all of 285, which is very, I mean, you probably got 16 lanes of highway, if not more. Because I think on 85 at that point, you may have 6 lanes on this side, 6 lanes on this side, and then the 285, you may have four or five, and 4 and 5 lanes. You just got lanes of traffic. People, people are just stopped at a standstill on the highway on Father's Day, and the black ladies were told that they had to leave the scene by fire and rescue and the police. And this is from what they're coming on the internet and saying. The black ladies that were talking him down had to get in their cars and leave, as this man had already started opening up to them, because these black ladies were in the same car. So when the police made them leave, they put a tarp, like a that you jump in, at the bottom of the highway. So they put the tarp on the highway. But it was on the 285 eastbound, maybe 28. It was on the 285 and not the 85. So police, I guess, tried to talk him down. The police was white, and he didn't want to hear whatever, and he ended up jumping to his death and actually jumped over. I mean, he wasn't even close to the tarp. I don't even know what would make them put that tarp there instead of on the actual highway 85. And now the black women are speaking out, and really, the situation is sometimes we're the only ones who can talk to each other, to be honest. And that's the conclusion that I'm coming to. And also, a lot of times when men have these issues with their children, they don't really have anybody to talk to. So they're going to either take this issue out on whoever they're dating or themselves. And neither one of those is the right thing to do. A lot of times they don't really take these issues out on their baby mama. It depends on the level. A lot of times these professional men don't really take these issues out on their baby mama, because at the end of the day, this is a lady who got to take care of the children. So, those issues get pushed off on somebody else or themselves. He took it out on himself. However, the ladies who were there, who were talking to him, did the right thing. They were right. Had they just left them alone, them two ladies and that black man, then that life could have been saved, because whatever was in them ladies, who had no kin to them, no relation to this man, he felt comfortable enough to tell them what was going on. And he didn't feel comfortable enough to tell nobody else. And there's thousands of people on the highway recording. The ladies didn't know that he jumped until they saw it on social media, because as they were leaving, he, according to them, was leaning more so towards coming down off the highway. This is never a good thing. Never a good thing, no matter how you slice the cake. Him not being able to see his children on Father's Day bothered him to the point where he just ended his life. That's never a good thing. And at this point, we need to have a conversation. Parents, women who use kids as some kind of lever to fuck with these men, that's the most childish shit ever. Because as a woman, You wouldn't like anybody to use your kids as a lever against you. And sometimes women, and I know, you talking, you don't even got kids, da 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 da, you know. And I have children, you know. They came in the form of nieces and nephews, but they were raised by me too, So I understand these issues. I've been in the middle of parents arguing over kids, arguing over who can see kids, when they can see kids. This shit is very ignorant. It's always been ignorant to me, and nobody takes how the kids feel into consideration. Them kids always want to see their daddy. You rarely meet a kid who don't want to see their daddy. So the mom keeping the dad away from his kids on Father's Day, that affected the dad and the children. Now, the dad jumping to his death affected the kids in the whole worst way, because now they don't have you at all. But you felt like they didn't have you anyway because you never got a chance to see them. The situation is not a good situation. And women need to tighten the fuck up. I don't know whether this woman was a foreign woman. I know the guy was black. I don't know who the baby mama is. Nobody has came out and found the baby mama yet. But I'm sure they will. And I hope they tend to her ass, about how she handled this situation on Father's Day. A lot of times people be pumping their chests out like, you haven't been here, so I'm the father. No, you're never the father. And women need to understand that you're never the fucking father, ever. There's nothing about you. That's the man. Women don't even have the same energy as dads. So in 2025, everybody need to let that shit go. Everybody. In 2025, we are not sending you no fucking Happy Father's Day text if you have ovaries. You don't get one on Mother's Day or one on Father's Day. You don't get to use kids as a crutch to control a man. He don't belong to you. He didn't come out your coochie. I don't know why people are still doing this. Why are people still doing this? Do you want to be with the guy? Tell him. Go back and be with him. Are you mad because he moved on? Tell him. But don't use the kids, because now these heartbroken kids got to grow up and deal with this shit. Now you got traumatized kids forever. Now your kids traumatized forever. When you could have just let that man be with his children on Father's Day. Now he stopped all the traffic. And fell to his death in front of thousands of people. Now millions of people, because this thing is viral. They're showing the blood on the highway. Them kids gonna grow up and see that shit. You can't erase this stuff off the internet. And if any fingers are to be pointed, you got to point at the origin of this issue. For one, you should never keep nobody away from their children. That's just point blank, period. And I don't really see men doing that. I don't really see men who have custody of the children keeping the mama away from the children. We don't hear shit like this. I haven't seen it in real life. I don't see it on the internet. So I'm come to a conclusion that it's only women doing this shit. That's the conclusion I'm coming to. This must be a female thing. If you get child support, or if you don't get child support, you shouldn't use that to keep kids away from their fathers. You just shouldn't do it. You just should not do it. You just shouldn't. I don't know. Is it something that they spraying in the air? Is it something in the chemtrails that's making people do this? Whatever it is, I pray that it ends. Because we don't, as women, don't know what a man go through as it relates to wanting to be with their children. You only know about what he tell you. When he tell you he love his kids, that's all you know. You just believe that part. You don't believe he love them no less than you love them, because you're the mother and he's the father. No, he love him. I love him too. We love him together, and that's how it should be. Don't think he love him no less because you pushed him out. When he right there to catch him, didn't he catch the kids when they came out of you? All right, so that means he love them the same. I mean, I just, guys, I don't get it. I hate this. I hate that I had to see the video of that guy jumping, and I tried to pause the video. I tried my best to pause the video, but it happened. He jumped so fast. It happened so fast. You couldn't even pause the video. You just heard everybody screaming, screaming out of the cars. That's crazy. We should never be desensitized to these issues. We should never let this issue of people keeping children from dads go unscathed. And then these same people be on the internet talking about protection. I didn't come on here to preach about that tonight. I was just going to tell y'all about what happened here in Atlanta on Father's Day. The saddest shit I have seen. Now, I don't know, maybe somebody would actually do something about Spaghetti Junction, because that's not the first time somebody have jumped off Spaghetti Junction down to the highway. I mean, Spaghetti Junction is a highway, but that's not the first time somebody has jumped off of that area onto the highway. Let me see. Can I? So you guys can get a image of what I'm talking about. This is Spaghetti Junction. I'm trying to see if there's a top. So now y'all can see it's just a web of highways, and this the traffic here. This is where he jumped from, guys. All of this is packed at any given time of the daylight. All of this 75 at the bottom, 285 crossing over. Then all of these other side highways all cross over here at Spaghetti Junction. So he jumped, and I was trying to see, is there a vertical I can't find the angle that I'm looking for. I can't find the angle that I'm looking for, but y'all get what y'all get where I'm going here. Y'all get where I'm going here. And as you can see, it's people posting about it. African American man jumped. That was Father's Day. It's just so sad. So sad. So sad, guys. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully they do something about Spaghetti Junction, because like I said, that's not the first person that has jumped or threatened to jump off of that part of the highway. That's not the first person. So I don't know whether they need that top, the top very top one, I think is 285 going on to 75, but that's actually where 85 turns into 75, and then maybe they can fence it. I don't know. But you really have to be going through something to drive there and jump. I mean, you really have to be going through something to drive there and jump. So somebody need to tell off in that girl ass. If she was them with my nieces and nephew, she'd have got her ass beat. I wouldn't even cry. Time I heard somebody jump, you'd have got jumped. We'd beat your ass real good. We ain't gonna kill you. We gonna beat your ass real good though. You'd have got jumped bad. And this is just not a good situation. So I prayers for the family of that young man and prayers for the kids. Um Prayers for the kids. Another situation happened that's going viral on Facebook. Yeah, we're all traumatized from this. Exactly, Marcus, because I that's nothing that I wanted to see. I don't want to see people committing suicide. I don't want to see that. And you got to think, there are kids in these cars. There were thousands of kids on the highway in these cars watching that yesterday. Adults, elders, you know, you traumatize a whole lot of people. That traumatized a whole lot of people. It is a selfish act to kill yourself, but man, when you feel like you done got pushed to the edge and won't nobody listen, and then God sent him two angels, two black ladies, and that was not only listening to him but was talking him down, and the police sent them away. So at that point, the police, fire, and rescue will also have to take some accountability for that, because when they approached the scene, it was two people there that was talking him down. And a lot of times, if I'm not mistaken, there are actually people who were hired to do that, and there was nobody out there. They didn't, fire and rescue didn't send anybody out there to talk him down. Those black ladies wasn't sent by fire and rescue. They were just somebody who saw him pull his car over and saw him climb up there on that ledge. And then they pull their car over. Like, nah, bro, get down. Like, nah, bro, this ain't gonna happen like this. Now, wait. Now, what happened? You know how we talk to each other now. What happened, bro? She did what? No, let's go handle it. Don't end it like this, baby, because you know we still got to think about the children. You know how we talk to each other. They was talking out there like that to each other, and it was working. And then they got sent away, and so it's just crazy. It's just crazy. This is crazy. Oh wow, I did not hear about this. That's so tragic. I did not drive on Spaghetti Junction at all. I take the back roads. Yeah, some people do take the back roads in order to avoid it, because the traffic is so bad in that area. The traffic is very bad in that area. Hey Mark. Mark said, "Y'all watch Straw. That's just as dramatic." I haven't seen Straw. Well, some Tyler Perry stuff probably. I think that's the Tyler Perry movie everybody's talking about. But yeah, so although a lot of men had a happy Father's Day, I pray that for those who are still going through some issues like that with their baby mom, don't take it out on anybody else. Don't take it out on yourself. You start having conversations with the mother of your children. Have some adult conversations with these ladies. And if you can't handle adult conversation with these people, call the law on their ass. Call the law on their ass. Contrary to popular beliefs, the law is not always on the woman's side. I don't know who told y'all that. The law is not always on the woman's side, especially when it comes to these kids. You know, these kids shouldn't have to suffer. And don't be afraid to seek counseling, even if the counselor is one of your old aunties. Go talk to an elder. Go talk to somebody. You just never know who can help you through an issue. Go talk to one of your old aunties. A lot of times when men hear the word therapy, they get kind of scared, and I don't blame you. Hell, I get kind of scared too. To sit there and think about, you have to tell your issue to somebody who may not understand. A lot of people do understand these issues, because a lot of people do have children. You don't know how many people are going through these issues. Hell, some people understand and don't have children. We have just seen these issues play out. So you never know. You never know. These aunties and uncles, we understand these issues. We done got in between some fights with some baby mamas and baby daddies. That's what we here for. That's the main thing that aunties and uncles do. We get in between these arguments. and sort them out, or we get in between these arguments and take the kids for ice cream while y'all sort it out. We're the buffer. Well, that's all aunties and uncles are, buffer systems. Go talk to somebody. Don't bottle that shit in. You can't see your kids. That's no stress that you should ever have bottled in. And don't take it out on nobody else. Don't take it out on your girlfriend or your boyfriend if you're gay, whatever. Don't take it out on nobody else. Deal with the issue. Deal with the issue. There's another issue that's happening outside of Savannah. I'm almost starting to think they need to close Facebook down or something. There's an issue happening that's going viral on Facebook with this girl, not Queen. The Frenchman is the guy. I think they're in Twin Cities. They're in the Twin Cities. It's like right outside of Savannah. I think that's Highway 80. Highway 16 and Highway 80 run parallel. That's outside of Statesboro. Meter, all that's over there. Modoc, which is a tribe of Indians, an old tribe of Indians. Actually, Modoc is the tribe that made up the Savannah tribe back in the day. They moved down from the Virginia area. Modoc is a Virginia tribe that moved down south. But it just so happened it's a city named It's like an unincorporated area over there out on the outskirts of Savannah called Modoc. And Modoc actually made up the Savannah tribe, which Savannah is named after the Savannah tribe. Anyway, this couple went live on Facebook. I'm trying to get their names. It ended tragically too. Like these situations. I'm just our community, we need to talk about some of this stuff. That's the only reason. Duchess Dior, y'all heard about that situation? That Duchess, that somebody put it in the chat. Yeah, Duchess Dior. Yeah, that happened outside of Savannah yesterday. They're in a little city called Twin Cities, which doesn't get a lot of shine, but this show is going viral now. And I want people to be careful because I first saw it on one of those red pill pages, and one of those red pill pages was talking about, see, black women talk too much, just be careful, guys. Be careful. Be careful to not turn that situation into, a man versus woman situation. Cause everybody talk too fucking much. It's different situation like child support, like what I just talked about. When women keep the children away from men don't really keep the children away from women. So it's a distinct issue that we can point out. But as it relates to arguments and people talking too much and rah rah rah, everybody is doing too much rah 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 in some of these relationships, because this young lady that got killed on Facebook Live yesterday, which Facebook need to take an account to, why are so many people getting killed on Facebook Live when your developers are sitting here watching these lives. Y'all listen for keywords in these lives, but y'all let these arguments go on and on. You do nothing to stop it. People in the chat wasn't doing anything to stop it either, from the videos that I've seen. So the young man went live and started, going off on his baby mom, on his wife. I'm sorry. This was not baby mama, baby daddy. This was husband and wife. He started going off on his wife. This is a married couple with children, a married black couple with children. She met him in prison. I think she was a correctional officer. And when he got out, they got married and had children. But they were airing their grievances out on social media, which is never a good idea. And the moral of these stories is somebody need to talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody. Get some help. Domestic violence is never the answer. Walk the fuck away. Somebody need to walk the fuck away. If you think women talk too much, then the man needs to walk away. Now, men have a superpower where they're not as emotional as women. But when you're sitting there just as emotional And then that means nobody is going to walk away from these arguments. And now this is going to end tragically. And now these kids, another set of kids, are left without parents. We can't keep doing this to the children, to the black kids. We would literally sit here and ruin the black kids like that. So the guy went live airing out his grievances about his wife, going low, talking about she had a, whatever. I'm not repeating that shit on my live. She had whatever. And then she went live and went low and said he was something, and accused him of setting up one of his friends, set him up for death, and sat there at the funeral and cried and grieved with the family as if he wasn't the one who set the friend up to die. And once she said that on the live, once she called the young man's name out on the live who her husband had set up to die, he killed her after that. And then he killed himself. Now, here's the thing that makes this crazy. According to the sister, there were police outside the house the entire time, just sitting there. Now, people in the chat who know the young fella, Frenchman, was saying that he is the feds and that he was the setup guy, that he set people up for death. And he knew once the wife revealed that information to the world that there was no coming back, that now the friends of these two know that, hey, this guy has been setting people up to die. Everybody know it in the cop world, but the cops were sitting right outside of their house and did not stop it. What world are we living in right now? This is crazy. We don't need to normalize this type of shit. I hope these are just one-offs. But Facebook need to get a hold of some of this stuff. Facebook should have been able to call law enforcement and tell them to go in the house, go stop it. Because they said the cops were sitting right outside. The sister said the cops were sitting right outside. Maybe the cops didn't hear the argument. Maybe the cops didn't know. The cops had to know what was going on because the sister or somebody else had already called the cops. The sister of the girl had called the cops, apparently. The cops were sitting outside. The cops just didn't go approach the home. But I don't know. If Facebook got everybody geolocation, if they can go tell us who to vote for and all this, why couldn't they tell the cops to go inside the house and break up the argument? Because you watching the live. Your developers are watching the live. It's crazy. And I just pray. Oh, somebody said she just had a baby. Yeah, that's wild. I just hope all this stopped, y'all. I just hope. A lot of times people have hot heads in these arguments. We have talked about this on this channel before. Just walk away. Somebody got to walk the fuck away. Somebody got to walk away. And if somebody can't walk away, then it's going to end tragically. One person got to walk away. It's usually the man that walks away. But if the man is too emotional and can't walk away, then ladies, you got to walk away. You're going to have to walk away. Run away. Run away. Avoid this. Now you got babies who, y'all know how it go. Because they want somebody to care. Yeah. People need somebody to care. I don't know why folks feel as though they have to put their personal information on social media. Now that's the thing. Like I said, the Red Pill community, I saw it on the Red Pill page that I don't even follow. It's just they're trying to spin this and say, all black women are da-da-da-da-da. And see, that's what's wrong with y'all black women. And y'all are da-da-da-da-da. No, that's not the case, baby. Everybody is da-da-da-da-da. Cause the man is the one who opened his. We're watching the live from the man's phone. He's the one that went live to air out his wife. You a husband and wife. You're not busted baby and sugar daddy. You husband and wife. You shouldn't be emotional and especially if you know you got bodies for real. You're a real killer for real, and you out here opping. That's what I'm saying. And now everybody in the grave, and it's us that's unpacking this stuff just so that we won't be traumatized. That you got to wash away our own trauma that we got by way of these situations that are on social media every day. We can't even be on social media for real without something crazy happening. You know? Y'all, it's storming bad outside. Hoping my connection doesn't go anywhere. Right. Did you see the people going live for the young man that jumped to his death yesterday? I feel like there was something Facebook could do as well. Yes, Sharonda, I spoke about that before I started talking about this situation. Yeah, Facebook got everybody's geolocation. You know, so many people was going live all over social media and live streaming and stuff. And, maybe we should start discussing some crisis management on these social media platforms. Crisis management. I would rather them point people to crisis management than try to tell people about a voting precinct, because we are adults. We know where the voting precincts are. Where can we get help from all this mental trauma that we deal with on these social media platforms that you all love to just keep making public, pushing in our faces? These channels aren't shadow banned channels. You can go from being shadow banned to being out in the forefront if you do something dramatic like threaten to kill somebody. Like, that's crazy. If you sitting there airing out your husband on Facebook, you can sit there and go viral, and people know that dumb shit. So these are the pages that should be shadow banned, not the pages that's talking about 23andMe. And that's the issue. That's the issue. The wrong pages are being shadow banned. At time, Facebook, Instagram, or anybody else hear an argument, because TikTok do it. TikTok will kick you off. Get on TikTok with that. TikTok will kick you right on off. At the moment Facebook and Instagram Meta hears these arguments going on, because you got bots, you hear these conversations in the algorithm. YouTube will shut you off too. I know they used to shut me off all the time when I was talking about the inoculation in the vax. Shut me off mid-sentence. But when you hear these arguments going, something needs to be implemented in these platforms to flash some crisis management across the screen. Alert the cops. It's an argument going on. This is not right. Especially when people are putting in the chat, stop arguing. I wouldn't have gave them no clicks and views. A lot of times when you're making these people viral, and the dopamine rush is what's making people go and click live and air out their grievances. The dopamine that people gets from that. No reason that man should have picked up his phone and start going off on that woman. Especially when if you already think that women are and women crash out. Well, if you already know that about your wife, then don't pick up your phone and go live and crash out on her. Because she going to crash out on you. That's going to piss you off. Because she going to air out whatever you did. And now you're dead. Now your family got to have GoFundMes and all this stuff. And that shit is not right. And now we got to sit here and talk about the situation to try to prevent it from happening to somebody else. It's not right. It's not right. It's a form of desensitization. I hope they're not trying to desensitize us, but I believe that's what they're trying to do. And for these situations to keep playing out over and over again, that's exactly what starts to happen. I came on here tonight to that Diddy update that happened today. Y'all, this case is crazy. First of all, they had the feds up there today reading off those text messages between his enterprise. It's very interesting that his head of security is Nation of Islam guy, and he had this Nation of Islam guy, Fahim Muhammad, doing a lot of his dirty work. I mean, text messages telling Fahim how many of what drugs to order. They calling cocaine flour, ordering the mollies and the ketamine and all this kind of all these drugs for the freak offs. You got him dealing directly with the drug mules, and one of the drug mules is supposed to testify tomorrow. The drug mule is some kind of former basketball player, NBA player, I don't know. But these are none of these people are just your average Joe Blow people. Fahim Muhammad was head of security for Michael Jackson. And if you can survive the Michael Jackson trial, but now you finna be taken down in the Diddy trial, I wonder how Louis Farrakhan feel about all this. I don't know. I wonder how the Nation of Islam feel about all this, watching Fahim about to get absolutely obliterated by the feds, because it looks like a lot of the drug stuff was pushed off on him because he's the one that's making direct communication with the drug mules. So the question, if the feds are building the case, which they probably are building, this is a RICO, so the feds probably have a case against him, probably following him, dealing with these drug mules all over the place. And then you got that border wall property that you done already put out on social media as if you're gifting your son 40 acres and a mule, but it's actual border wall property. So you probably got ties with this cartel. So your Fahim Muhammad's case that they're probably building on him is probably going to be worse than the Diddy case. But anyway, all kind of drugs. So in a nutshell, what it seemed like to me is Diddy actually got taken down because of the male prostitutes. When you look at the big picture, they were hiring male prostitutes, right? The male prostitutes were the ones that were being flown back and forth. Robin Greenhill, the lady who is over TriStar Sports and Entertainment, she's a business manager. She was the one managing the bank account. Christina Quorum, she was Diddy's chief of staff. She is managing the staff, so she's overseeing everything. So when it's time to buy a prostitute a flight, when it's time to fly some meat in from Atlanta to California, you're booking the hotel, you're booking a flight for the prostitutes, you flying them in cross state to drop dick off. And now Diddy looking crazy. Cause ain't no hoes getting flued out. The niggas is getting flued out. So this look weird. This is weird. So you just got taken down by, cause you like looking at male booty with baby oil on it? Baby oil just led you down this dark path. I'm never using this. This is just, baby oil is pure mineral oil. I'm never using it. I just bought it for the effects. I just bought it to make a funny social media post about this baby oil stuff. But it's just mighty funny that a man with such a great music catalog, because man, I was looking at the video At Bad today with him and Carisha. And I mean, I just love that song, man. And had he just been with on the black side, I don't think Diddy would have went through this, unless he's CIA. Like that's in the back of my mind too. But just say he's not. Just say he's not CIA. He's not the feds. He's nobody. He's just a regular dude in the music industry. He got white everything around him. Green Hill white, Christina Corn white. Only blacks is Fahim and D-Rock. Everybody else white or other. The closest thing to Diddy from a black girl standpoint is Young Miami. All the rest of those girls was Asian and white. Now, the thing with those girls, how he's going to get in trouble with the drugs, is when the girls come to one of the girls, who's Jane Doe, They have text messages of her and Christina Quorum that they read where she had to bring some drugs from California down to Miami, because the ecstasy that he needed for the freak offs was only made in, it was stronger in California. So she was scared to take the drugs on her flight. Thank you for the super chat, Chief Basketball. I mean, let me acknowledge that. I appreciate the super chat, Chief Basketball. I love you too. I love you back. She she um she was afraid to take the drugs on her flight. So Christina Quorum told her, "It's okay. I do it all the time." Christina Quorum. She said, "It's okay. I do it all the time." So Jane Doe had to take the drugs, traffic the drugs from California to Miami on a commercial airliner, which now you got the federal government involved, because this is the federal government is controlling the sky. So if you're trafficking drugs via airplanes, not your personal charter, your private charter, via a Delta airline flight, now the feds on your ass. They may have let the drugs go through. That's because they know you, they know her, they know everything y'all doing. They've been watching y'all for the past 10 years. They've been watching y'all for the past 8 years. They know these drugs finna come on this airplane. You think they didn't have to scan that bag? Christina Quorum told her in the text message, just check the bag or something like that, and she'll be fine. They scan the check bags too. All bags are scanned. But if you think you're untouchable, if you think the feds ain't following you and watching you, you might go ahead and let that little girl fly with them drugs. And that's exactly what you did. And just to show, they got the flight log, they got the text messages to match, they got the pictures of the drugs in your bag. And you ain't flying with little 1 or 2 pills either. So that's trafficking. That's drug trafficking. It's nasty. It's nasty work. Now, are there bigger crimes happening? Yep. Way bigger crimes happening. If Diddy is charged, which I think after today, they definitely proved the RICO today by ironing out the actual enterprise, the actual flow of money, the flow of drugs. It's not just a one-man company. It's not a one-man company. There's some black lady who's supposed to testify on Diddy's side. So they say, we'll see. However, don't try to pull the niggas in now. You ain't hired none of these niggas to work for your company. These black people would have told you, nah, that ain't right, bro. Nah, I ain't finna be flying with no drug, bro. We don't need to be doing that. And if you want to fly with some drug, boy, send me your private airline. Send me your private flight. I'm not finna be putting no drugs in my bag. A black girl would have told him that shit quick. I ain't finna be putting no drugs in my. I ain't finna go down. And that's probably why he ain't choose to be around no black folks. That's probably why. But guess where you wouldn't be going? You wouldn't be headed to prison. You wouldn't be fucking headed to prison, that's for sure. You should have hired you a black woman to be chief of staff. Nah, we ain't finna be around no drugs. No. I ain't finna be flying no these men in and out. What these men flying in and out for? What's a freak off? You gotta ask those questions. But with Christina Quorum, the white lady, she is not asking these questions. She's telling people where to go get the red lights for the freak off. What Amazon channel to buy the red lights from for the set up the hotel room, the king nights, the freak offs. You telling her what about it? Had it been a black lady? I'm not. What am I flying? Are you gay? A black lady would have asked her straight up. You ain't gay, is you? You know. A man probably would have been too intimidated to ask Diddy those type of questions, but a black woman probably wouldn't been intimidated at all to ask this nigga, why you got me flying somebody named King Dingaling in? What is this? What's his name? Why is this name named King Dingaling? What is this? What the Dingaling been? You ain't gay, is you? This little bit sweet. You ain't sweet, is you? You know, we got to get, you know how we put it down. We're not finna just, The black that is going to be testifying for Diddy is Vashta Dunlap. Oh, human resources. Ooh. HR. Well, here come the HR. Well, maybe they're gonna use the black woman to clean it up. I know they really went in. The black guy, Juror 6, J6, we talked about him the other day. He got let off the case. So maybe he gonna do a book deal or something. I don't know. He got let off the case. So he say you ain't did it, Boppa Ninja did it. Yeah, exactly. You know how black they'll do it just like you ain't did it, Boppa Ninja did it. What is this? Who is this? Who is this fit freakum got to fly in? Who is Slate? Who is these people? One thing we gonna do is ask a question. Child, they read messages today with Diddy asking, make sure you tell the hotel to have the porn channel unlocked, all kind of stuff. Boy, y'all. I think he should have had more black women around him. But you made the decision to hire others. Y'all please click like in here. Please click like in here. Yeah, you made the decision to hire others to be part of your company. And I'm not saying it's not, you shouldn't have diversity in your business, because sometimes you just hire who's good at what they do. However, Diddy didn't have much diversity and inclusion around him. Like, he really didn't. There's a lot of whites. You had a lot of heap of whites. Cause let's be clear. Bad Boy Entertainment, how many artists did Bad Boy fucking have? So Bad Boy Entertainment didn't need no HR department in real life. Ain't too bit Diddy wasn't signed to. He ain't had no artist. He was the artist. Cause everybody had done left because you done took everybody's money. So you're the artist. So you don't need no HR if it's just you, but you need HR to manage these hoes though, cause you flying them dicks in and out for sure. And these boys done start doing these boys done came to YouTube and started going live on YouTube and all kind of stuff. You really had some men. Yeah, and you're going down because of the men you wanted to see oily booty cheeks. Y'all, it's storming bad outside. I'm sure y'all heard it. Yeah, Diddy bopping has a whole new meaning now. My thing is, what was they doing with the semen? Now, that leads me to this topic. Click like, please, guys. Click like. Y'all like these conversations? Y'all want me to come on and keep having these conversations? I feel like a brand new woman because I got me a battery. I feel like I feel so liberated that I don't have to charge the battery up in order to go live. Just that little thing annoyed the hell out of me. Yeah, you hit thunder clapping cheeks. That's funny. Thunder clapping cheeks. Exactly. Speaking of identity, I did want to go back into two small videos. You know, yesterday I was talking about 23andMe and 23andMe stealing everybody's data, and maybe it could possibly be tied into this whole Diddy thing. You know, I feel like everything that's going on right now is tied into each other in some kind of way. We just don't know, but the feds know. But if they put it all out, then that'll break up their investigations. It'll probably hinder their investigations. So I think they got it kind of broken up. I know I've been recently reached out to by the DOJ. Y'all know that thing. DOJ reached out to me. I'm a victim, big time victim of this crime ring. Identity theft was a part of it. And it made me think, with this 23andMe hearing going on, the amount of people that had their identity stolen by this crime ring is a bigger thing that's happening here with this 23andMe. You said you thought it was a sound effect? Nah, it's raining cats and dogs outside. It's thundering and lightning for real. Thor outside protecting me right now. Anyway, so I wanted to go over this. Someone was making love between the cheeks. Diddy, it's like whatever they were saying, is true. Yeah, it's lightning all over. It's raining and storming all over Metro Atlanta right now. So let me show y'all this. Let's yeah, I was telling y'all on yesterday. There was two more pieces of videos that I wanted to show y'all, but I just couldn't find them. But here's two of the videos. Um, and we're gonna break this down.
Dr. Fox from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here. Mr. Savage, we all know the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has a track record of misusing genetic data, and even the New York Times acknowledged that, quote, China uses genetic tests to track members of the Uyghurs, end quote, who are a politically disfavored minority group. This abuse can surely be perpetrated against any disfavored group whose genetic data is available. How does 23andMe prevent the genetic data, mainly from Americans, controlled by the company, from being used by the CCP or some other malign actor to track or harm Americans?
Congresswoman, 23andMe puts data security and privacy at the top of the forefront of our company. All of our data is secured with top security encryption. We have, security professionals, in place at 23andMe implementing the latest technologies in security. And we've received, 3 ISO certifications for the company in terms of security, cybersecurity, and privacy to make sure that the data of our customers is secure. In addition, after the cybersecurity incident, we made sure that, basically we've implemented 2-factor authentication. We've ensured that customers have reset their passwords, and we make sure that those passwords have not been, basically in compromised databases anywhere to make sure that our customer data is safe.
Mr. Savage, besides the 15 million individuals who have their genetic data stored with the company, family members, by virtue of having a similar genetic makeup to those who took the test, are also potentially at risk if 23andMe's genetic data is exposed or used for nefarious purposes. Is that correct?
If a customer
Yes.
at 23andMe chooses to allow their data to be shared, such as a DNA relatives feature at 23andMe, people relatives could actually, and family members can see that additional data. Yes.
Ms. Wojcicki, precisely because of concerns about the genetic information controlled by 23andMe falling into the wrong hands, the Pentagon warned its personnel in 2019 not to use consumer DNA kits. How did 23andMe respond to the Pentagon's warning at that time?
Thank you for that question. I have to say, in all honesty, we were surprised. We had not been contacted. We were surprised. So we're happy to engage around that discussion as to what are the potential concerns, but it was a surprise to us, and we did not get forewarning, and no one engaged afterwards.
So after the warning, did the company change the way it handled or protected consumers' genetic data?
Thank you for that. There were not substantial changes because, as I mentioned, privacy and data security had really been top priority since then. So since the inception of the company. So I would say after that notice and reading about that, it definitely became top of mind. And I think the number one takeaway we had was really there should be an engagement around the understanding of how we actually are making sure that we're securing data and how we're making sure that we're always honoring the customer's privacy.
Yeah, she's just telling see, this what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, that why it could be a tie-in, guys. We got another video to watch. Here's how it could be a tie-in, right? The Pentagon warned people in 2019. They warned their people. It went down from the Pentagon, it went down through the military, and then it went out through government workers. Because when were they making when was the CCP in the Research Triangle in North Carolina making the virus? prior to that, right? So you had genetic data. The Pentagon knows what's going on. The Pentagon knows the CCP is using 23andMe, LabCorp in the research triangle to make a bioweapon. The Pentagon knows about the Crimson Contagion plan. So the Pentagon sent the memo down just to remind military people, government workers, and their families. This was nothing that the Pentagon made public for the what they call us, the just regular citizens. You know, because that ain't their job, is it? Or is it? What the Pentagon did, the Pentagon put the message out. Don't use these kits. Because it was some identity theft going on. Now, it is to be noted that it has also been made public that law enforcement agencies also had the database to 23andMe. That means your DNA could possibly show up at a crime scene and you wasn't even there. Now, if we add this to a they clone Tyrone type of theory, AI type of theory, cyborg, transhumanism type of theory, then can you make a clone of a person because you have their DNA? And on the parallel, millions of Americans' identities are being stolen. I'm one of those victims. Many of you are as well. You just don't know how deep the rabbit hole go. I'm one of those victims, but they want still more than my identity. They want to get in and out of my accounts and all that stuff too. And that they did. However, just imagine if I had sent my DNA into a 23andMe. Now you not only do you have my identity, these people had a copy of my driver's license, and my driver's license was in my wallet the whole time. How they got my driver's license, I don't know. Through the DDS, I have no clue. But they had a copy of my driver's license. Imagine if I had sent my data into 23andMe and now you got my actual DNA. What type of transhumanism specimen could you have made? Could you have shown me up at a crime scene? Exactly. You exactly could have. You definitely, most definitely could have. And that is the bigger picture of 23andMe. That is the danger in being able to use people data. And it gets so crazy because 23andMe are being asked to say, to offer customers a new consent. So the company is being sold and by some new people. I mean, the company is being sold to new people. The senators are saying, hey, since the company is being sold, are you going to allow these customers to reconsent in a sense? And they're basically saying, no, we've already got their consent. And as we mentioned yesterday, credit card companies, insurance companies also had information that you put on 23andMe. They also have your genetic information. Also law enforcement agencies, and you consented to also using your genetic data for the good of humanity. That means a free version of medical testing, but for free, just like they did with Henrietta Lacks. No money given. Mind you, pharmaceutical companies will sit here and make billions off of a pill using your genetic data for free. You get no money. You get no perpetuity. You get no nothing. There's no ROI. And so when you think of these big time white people and the way that they steal from people all the time, this was a very clever way. Clever way. These aren't people who was raised in the church. These people have no moral compass. Moral. What is that? They just want the money. So let's use Shaniqua's. Let's use Marcus. Let's use Dante. Let's use Robert. Let's use Mrs. Johnson's genetic data. And now we have a Ozempic. And now we have a cure to cancer. And now we have a cure to diabetes. Because we know the genetic marker that made this thing possible. Now we know what can cure it. Now, is Mrs. Johnson going to get a cut of all that Ozempic, trizepatide, and all that new shit that came out during this same era thanks to this? New and improved? They said it's been out for a while, but the formula changed. And now it actually works. Now people are losing all kind of weight. They wasn't losing weight before on it. Now you got a whole new set of genetic markers to make these, and you know, pills and shots and also bioweapons. And so now they're saying, guys, hey, if we make $1 trillion, as you know, pharma is big pharma for a reason. It's big money being made. And they need data to always make the pharmaceutical company keep going, but they don't want to pay any other money. And so please click like on this, because this is a crazy situation. And a lot of people who sent their data in, they still, you know, spreading these charts out on TikTok. My ancestry chart showed this and this and that. But no, you better look at what's happening on the front end, what came down last week. While you sitting here gleaning over this ancestry chart that they just said was fake during this hearing for entertainment purposes, they said we are a genome testing company. We test for medical purposes and scientific purposes. This has a goddamn thing to do with ancestry. That's just the entertainment portion of our website, literally. We can tell you what relatives match your genetic markers, not dirt. We can tell you which family members across the globe match your genetic markers. Someone in Africa match your same genetic markers somewhere down the line in your nuclear chart. That means one of your ancestors somewhere had something that made up your chart and made up in their chart. Same thing. It's nuclear, not necessarily paternal, maternal. There's 3 ways to check this: maternal, paternal, and nuclear. Nuclear is all of your relatives, So if there is something in your nuclear chart, which is a lot of genetics, that matches someone in Africa, then they're just going to push you over to Africa, because what they want is the land anyway. But they're not specifying that. At least you're not reading that. They're specifying that you just didn't read it, because the print is so fine and it's so vast. So while you're sitting here gloating over those charts, oh, I'm 10% Irish. I knew it. Now, what is in your DNA that's going to be used for the next pill that you're not going to get paid for, that everybody's going to have to pay to get that pill, and you're not going to know it until 50 years later when they start releasing files on you, like they did Henrietta Lacks? If that don't prompt you to sue, I don't know what. Let's look at this last video of
We're Phoenix
Oh,
Energy, a family.
okay. Yeah. Let's look at a little piece of this.
The gentleman yields. Mr. Crane, the gentleman from Arizona, is recognized for 5 minutes for questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. According to public reporting, individuals with Jewish and Chinese heritage were targeted in the hack that happened a couple years ago at 23andMe. Ms. Wojcicki, why were Chinese and Jewish individuals targeted during this hack?
That's a great question. I don't believe it was specifically those individuals. It was definitely something that was reported in the media, and there were a lot of Jewish relatives that were in some of that information, but I don't believe it was necessarily a specific attack on those. It was the credential stuffing.
But didn't one of the individuals say that he would sell information about individuals with Jewish heritage?
They did report that they said that.
Okay. Interesting. Having people's personal DNA profiles unsecured is obviously a very serious issue. Could be used to develop bioweapons, force readiness analysis, blackmail, coercion, and pharmaceutical targeting. I noticed when Ms. Presley asked if you would allow consumers who had submitted their DNA to 23andMe to erase their data from the site before the sale to a new buyer, neither of you could answer yes. I want to go into that for a second. Why could neither of you answer yes if both of you claim that the owners of the DNA is actually your customers?
Our customers always have control over their data. They can, basically they can access their data, they can edit their data, they can opt in or out of any research consent, and most importantly, at any time they so choose to, they can delete their data. In the case of...
Then why couldn't you answer Ms. Presley's question that way? Do you remember that question, sir?
I don't remember the exact question she asked, but for our customers,
Her question, sir, was, will you give your customers the ability to opt back in before the sale to a new owner that they didn't submit their data to?
I believe her question to me was, will we give people direct notice to say that they can opt in or out of keeping their data? What I am saying today is, at any time, and this has been the case since the founding of 23andMe, a customer can delete their data. It's an automated process. They simply go into their account, click, go to the settings, and they can click delete their data. It's an automated process. We delete all their digital data, and if they've biobanked a sample and consented to that, we destroy that sample. And we do that timely, and we've done that for every customer who requested us since inception, including the large number of customers who requested the deletion of their data since the bank.
The trouble with this is they already said prior to asking this question, now this is the House hearing. There was also a Senate hearing. So they already said that you take the customer's data and turn it into a digital file. That's problem number one. So whether you delete it or not, whether you delete the actual data sets or whatever you extracted from the actual DNA of that person, you've already turned it into a digital file. And so on this digital file, it lists this customer name, address, because you got to have somewhere to mail the kit to. You got this customer name, their address, their age, all of this stuff that you ask them when they're mailing in this kit. You have all that stuff, and you have everything about their DNA. Everything. This digital file is what was hacked. This digital file is what people have access to. And now, problem number 2 is 23andMe has given the consent to track. They say y'all signed it over. They say y'all signed it over. You can be tracked based on what's in your profile. So if you have a bad actor by this company, the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, and the people who run China, or just say Russia comes in and buy it, KGB, which is Russia's CIA, if you will. Or hell, say the German Nazis come and buy it. Now they have everybody genetics, because they like to say that they're the scientists, the Germans. They have everybody genetics. They have the ability to track you based on the said genetics that they're looking for to make whatever product, whatever pill, whatever vaccine, whatever bioweapon, whatever direct energy weapon, whatever nuclear weapon that they're wanting to make at this time. They have your actual digital profile, and they know everything you're made up of, and they have your actual address. And according to 23andMe, you gave consent to be tracked. Just like a contact tracer. When people were taking the shots during COVID, they had contact tracers out all over the place. These random people that was following people around who got vaccinated. Y'all don't remember that? Is this not the story playing out in the flesh? Did y'all know 23andMe was hacked in 2023? Oh, let's play a little bit
See,
more.
how difficult is it to do that, Mr. Selsovich?
I think it is very simple. I mean, I think it probably takes somebody less than 5 minutes to go into their account, go to the settings, click delete my data. And for the company,
And they've already proven in the Senate hearing that they made it extremely difficult to delete this data. Impossible to delete this data, in fact.
it's an automated process.
Mr. Selsovich, you said you're very confident that American data will not wind up in the hands of a bad actor. Did you say that a few minutes ago?
I did, Congressman.
How can you make that claim when 7 million users have already had their information stolen?
Congressman, the cyber incident at 23 was very regrettable, and we apologized for that to our customers. The data that was actually released in that cybersecurity incident was, mostly DNA relative data, and while it's
Was mostly DNA relative data. So your cousin put their data out, and then they found the relatives of people who matched this data. Like in the hospital field, you have these my charts. That's like and it's deeper than my charts, because on the my chart they don't break down your actual genetics. They just break down the test that they ran on you. But just think if all these my charts got hacked and released to China. And these weirdos is doing all this AI stuff and making all these clones. They've been making clones. They've been making test tube babies forever. They tried to say, the first test tube baby was born in the 80s. Bullshit. They've been making test tube babies since the 50s for sure. At least they've been cloning for they've been cloning since the 1800s. They was cloning animals in the 1800s. You think they ain't been cloning, folks? You just they just have more sophisticated ways to extract and read data now. Now they can extract the data and add to the clones, so the clones won't be meathead. I don't know how Jamie Foxx was able to write they clone Tyrone unless he knew the T. And that's why you almost died, buddy. When they clone Tyrone came out. Hold on. Now I got to really see. Did they clone Tyrone come out in 2023? Hold my mule. When was they cloned Tyrone released? Well, gee golly gosh. I be goddamn. Please click like here. Do y'all like this kind? Because I told y'all I got demonetized last night. I can show y'all proof. You cannot talk about this stuff. That's why content creators are not talking about it. See, I tried to mix some other stuff in so we get down to it. But y'all already know how this gonna go. I'm not gonna get any support on this. So I just please support the channel. Please support the channel. Please click like. If y'all don't like this kind of content, I will never come on and talk about it again. I promise. I don't have to alert people because I didn't send my DNA in, but I'm just trying to alert the people who did. It's so many people send their DNA in, still sending their DNA in, and don't know the ramifications of it. Baby, you could be tracked down. Do you remember this movie? Do you remember Jamie Foxx almost got killed over this? Jamie Foxx said, had he not been in Atlanta, he would have died. He said that in his stand-up, Atlanta saved me. Had they sent him had he been in another city, they was trying to kill him. Them nurses in Atlanta wouldn't let nobody come in their room. And then he got sent to Chicago. But he was already alert when he got into Chicago. Them nurses up there didn't let nobody come and fuck with Jamie. But when he was out cold, that's why he keeps saying Atlanta saved me. The nurses wouldn't let nobody come in this bitch. Can't nobody get in. I don't give a fuck if you got a badge or not. Nah, you ain't coming up in here. What you need? Who? No visitors. No visitors. That's why Jamie Foxx keeps saying Atlanta saved his life. The nurses did. They put a shield around him until they can wake his ass back up. They put a shield around him until he was able to come back. And then when they brought him back where he can be alert, then they shipped him off to another group of black nurses up in Chicago. That's why he's still alive. How did he know this stuff? The boy blew the whistle. The boy blew the whistle. And y'all remember the controversy behind this movie. They didn't want it to come out. It was supposed to go in the movie theaters. But then it ended up on Netflix. So nobody wanted to give him a deal for it. He come out the same year 23andMe got hacked in the year 2023. And it's exactly what's happening now. You got the clones. You got the girls getting snatched off the streets because people are being... Boy. Oh my God. If I didn't believe this movie then, if I thought that this was just like a sci-fi type thing then, when I'm listening to these 23andMe hearings, it's like, oh my God, this is real fucking life. This could really happen. Now, I already knew that there were pills that can turn your skin dark because they've had that since the 90s. They've had melanin pills that could turn your skin dark since the 90s. In fact, you may find there's an old episode of Oprah Winfrey when she had some people who went undercover, a white guy who went undercover. He was taking those pills to turn his skin black so he can go undercover as a black person. They've been had that, guys. Science has been had that. But to turn it black forever by making just a clone, and now you got actual genetics to match these clones that you just have up here. Man. Outcast said it back in the day. Aliens can blend right on in with your kin. Look again, because I swear I spot one every now and then. They said it. They've been saying it. Somebody knew it was going to happen. I know everything about mine. I know all the little bit intricate details about everybody around me. Boy, you have to be a good craftsman to get one over on me. You probably can put a drone in my face or somebody that I don't know, but if it's somebody I know them. If it's somebody I know them. I know every little thing about that person right there. Now you can be tracked. Now you remember in that Clone Tyrone when they were snatching people up off the street? They said them black vans, them black SUVs been snatching people off the street. And then the old man at the liquor store said he said something about another one. I don't know whether he alluded that celebrities were snatching people off the street. Was it a basketball player or somebody? I forget. Oh my God, I got to go back. I'm telling you, if you can watch this 23andMe here, it's gonna make you go back to they Clone Tyrone. They doing something out here. Because why is it an AI race all of a sudden? You trying to use these AIs to build you a military because you already and that's what I'm saying. What's happening with this semen situation? Why is these niggas playing in semen? Are they just playing in it? Are they extracting the DNA from it? Is it artificial insemination going on? You ain't even fly all these men now. You don't need that much semen. That's what I said. It's a lot of men that's missing from this whole Diddy situation because you guys were doing freak offs nightly. Yeah, and Diddy's not the only celebrity that's doing these freak offs. Now, some of them may do it just for the freaky aspect. But why would the federal government point out the fact that they were playing in the semen? Y'all could have left that part out. But why did you point it out? If you didn't want the general public to be alerted to something. Or if there's not a bigger picture that's to be painted. Because we're going to speculate. That's what we do. We're speculatory people. So now I'm wondering, well, what the fuck was they doing with the semen? Were they playing in it and skimming a little out of the top? Did some of it go in a little plastic container to be shipped off to a later date? Did y'all have a micro fridge in the other room when y'all zoomed off to the other room? Put some of the semen in the little specimen cup, push it off to the side to give it to some scientists? Are there clones of these men? Because they're only talking about certain men that they fly in and out. But if y'all doing this every night, then it's a lot of men involved. What other men at? Thank you so much for the super chat, Susu. I appreciate that. Thank you for being you with hearts popping out. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. I really do. Somebody said prime example of Ed Buck in LA. Blind homeless black men out in LA and drugging them up and killing them. See, Ed Buck, I'm telling you now, it's something going on. A lot of people not watching these 23andMe hearings and they're not reporting on them. They're just brushing them off when that data got stolen in 2023. When them girls started getting snatched up off the street prior to COVID happening, prior to the lockdown, all them black girls and women, just like he depicted in this movie, black people getting snatched because they snatched that black girl off the street. Remember in the movie? Snatched her right on our street real good and quick. And then when they went into the underground facilities where the clones was, one room had that girl was in that room being tested. And then in the other room was all the clones in those incubators. Waiting for the whatever the download. These were full grown clones. So is some goddamn clones out here? That's why ain't nobody talking about it. Is niggas clones for real? Now we already know they can make realistic masks because the CIA program that made those realistic masks when these CIA people go up undercover. When the CIA people go undercover, they have these masks on. They look real. And you got to see a person naked these days to know it's real. I need to see that meat get hard or not. Boy, because I don't think no clone meat can get hard. I think a clone just talk shit on the internet. I need to see if your meat get hard before we further any of these conversations. How else are we gonna be able to tell? Astroglide, you don't need none of this for a real woman. If it don't get wet, she might be a clone. At this point, how will we be able to tell? How will we be able to tell? I mean, I hate to be so graphic, but how will we be able to tell? I don't know. This is scary shit. This is some scary shit. This is scary. This is scary, guys. That Trump been saying Joe Biden a clone that he died in 2018. Yeah, the movie had clones on the ground. Yeah. My daughter's sister did that DNA test. I used to see drones flying me. I'm hacked like crazy, feeling like someone watching me. I have a monitoring spirit on me. Well, damn. Damn, Butterfly, I ain't even never seen you in the chat before. I don't know your name because a lot of people come in on the fake names, but that's interesting. Now, you could pray a monitoring spirit away. You just got to call your ancestors and call your energy back to you. Call your energy back to you to pray that monitoring spirit away. Now, a monitoring spirit, you mean a physical drone, like a bird drone, a bee drone? Because you remember bee's algorithm remember when I got cut off mid-sentence and my goddamn computer and all that got hacked when I was talking about that bee's algorithm shit? Oh man, this stuff is crazy. But the Senate is putting it out on Front Street, but people don't watch the Senate hearings. People don't watch these hearings. They on YouTube. They be live on YouTube when everybody else be live on YouTube talking about the drama. Yeah, and they got clone meat. Exactly. Who just pointed that out? Clone meat is wild. They got the clone meat too. And they already selling it in the stores. So at this point, what are you making out? Is you using the DNA to make the clone meat? I'm scared. This is getting spooky. This is really getting spooky. I'm scared. All those pigeons in the hood on power lines are drones. Yeah, because I'm just trying to see how the birds can just sit up on the damn power line. And they don't even just be pigeons. They be all the birds. Every genre of bird be just sitting on the power line, chilling. How y'all niggas get to sit up there? But if we touch a power line, we dead. Y'all don't supposed to be sitting up there either. Now, what are y'all doing? Power went up? It looks like they're powering up to me. Now I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at everything now. Because what's going on for real? Marcus said they've been selling clown meat since 2005. I did a report on it in high school. Damn, how old are you? You graduated in high school in 2005? How old are you, Marcus? This is interesting, guys. I'm scared. I ain't even gonna hold you. This scary. Cause if some of these politicians clones, I'm thinking Jasmine Crockett a clone. There's a lot of people I'm thinking clones now. Now that I think about it, it's a heap of these niggas is clones. Let me see. Let me just show y'all this while I'm at it. '23. Let me see, can I find this real quick? '23andMe hearing. I'm scared. Oh, this is too spooky for me. I'm spooked out. I'm spooked. I'm fucking spooked. I ain't even gonna hold you. I am the fuck spooked. The more I think about it, the more spooked I become. Hold on. Let me see. Can I find this real quick? Is it on Forbes? Because I sure watched it. And she made me so sick. Why is this girl yelling? Why does she keep yelling? Hold on. I'm trying to find this so y'all can see Jasmine. How Jasmine responded to the 23andMe crisis. Because she was looking very... Hold on. Did I spell her name right? Yeah. Crockett. Crockett. Yep. 23andMe. Let me... hold my mute, guys. Please click like it and please support the channel. Please, if you like this type of content, please support the channel, guys, because I don't get... I'm demonetized for sure. I do have those slots left open. If you're looking for land search, by the way, I do have those slots open. But let me find this. Oh, child. Girl, where is you at? I know I saw... It was on Forbes page. Let me just go to Forbes page real quick. Let me go back to my... Hang tight, guys. Let me go back to my Forbes breaking news. And see, can I find Jasmine? I think it was on the full video at the end. I think it was, let me see.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook.
Girl, no. Give a damn about no damn Sandy Hook. What the fuck is that? Sandy Hook. Y'all, get off my screen. I'm looking for something.
Thank you so much to our governors, and I want to say I apologize. I apologize for the abuse that you are facing in this committee that is supposed to be about waste, fraud, and abuse.
No, that ain't it. She finna yell about something else. Um, that ain't something else. Hold on, y'all. Hey, hold my mute. Please continue to hold my mute. It was let me see. I got to go to the hearing and go all the way to the end. It's in my hold my mule 40. Let me see. All right. Senate Judiciary. This is not it. I'm looking for the big congressional one. The big congressional hearing. Guys, I had the damn thing saved. I wasn't going to play it on here, though, for sure, because it was annoying to me. However, we're here now. I know y'all got bed. Damn, it's going to be 11:30. All right, I'm about to get off. Just give me a minute, because I gotta do this. Hang tight. I gotta do it. Because I'm dedicated to doing it now. Let's see. I just want y'all to hear the first little part of this damn girl. 23andMe Congressional. I gotta go to the actual page. Okay. Hang tight. Hold my mule. Now, if I can't find it on here, then I'll just give up. I just want y'all to hear Jasmine, because we talking clones. I just. Oh yeah, Fox Atlanta live streamed it. Hold on, let me see. Is this the one? Is this the big one?
Two bidders for the company are TTA.
Or somebody on your comms team wrote that using the correct pronoun.
Let's see.
Commitment from the two witnesses from 23andMe today.
In this hearing, it focused on trans issues. They attacked the trans community. Not sure what that's about when we're talking about privacy. We face real.
Go to a brief
Are you worried that using your
Come
home
on,
address?
bro, dang. You about to make me mad with all these commercials. Hold on.
statement.
HIR. What does that mean?
I don't know either.
What about?
Here,
Whether we're talking about things
here
such
you go. This goddamn girl. Lord have mercy. This is the 23andMe hearing now. When everybody good white folks grilling.
I'm happy to help. in any
Professor
way I can.
Hu, we're going to need you. Will you be available?
Absolutely.
Thank you. My time has expired.
All right, let me share. Good boy. I just want y'all to see this. I appreciate y'all for those who held my mule. I appreciate it. Please click like and here support the channel. We gotta know who's allies. We gotta know who clones. We gotta know who's who. Cause baby.
The chair recognizes Mr. Gill for 5 minutes for questioning.
Thank you,
I stand corrected, Mr. Gill. I apologize. Ms. Crockett has arrived. Ms. Crockett is recognized for 5 minutes for questioning. I apologize, Mr. Gill.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Mind you, this the 23andMe hearing. Everybody calling them about our data being stolen, about everybody da-da-da-da-da. Listen to this.
Despite the messy breakup we all saw unfold last week between the world's richest billionaire and the world's pettiest billionaire, we cannot forget the damage Elon Musk and President Trump have done together to our government, national security, and Americans' privacy. Republicans are holding this hearing acting like they care about protecting your privacy, pretending like their president isn't out there trashing privacy and cybersecurity laws to build profiles of Americans' sensitive information that could give him unparalleled power to control what we say.
Ma'am. Here's the problem. You got these 23andMe people in front of you. You didn't even have to bring Trump up. You didn't have to bring Elon up. I'm not saying what she's not saying is correct. However, bitch, time and place. You don't have but a few minutes to get your point across. The first thing that you want to come out your mouth is a petty argument between Elon and Trump. These people done stole millions of people data. They're tracking people. They're using these people's data in law enforcement. They're using these people's data to block you from being able to get credit cards. They're using these people's data to block them from being able to get health insurance. Literally, because of what's on their chart. They're not going to offer you health insurance based on what's in your genetics. They're using these people's data to discriminate openly. And this is what you start out with. You start out with Trump and throwing the Republicans under the bus when these Republicans that came up before you was grilling these boys out the gate. So why you got to be such a nigga? You want to be a YouTuber so bad, end your career and be a YouTuber so you can say whatever you want to say. You can't say whatever you want to say on this platform. Man, that ain't what you was elected for. That's not what people gave to your campaign for. You be on YouTube, they'll give you the super chats to say shit like this. You're not elected for that. You throwing the Republicans under the bus. They already grilling these people. You just as fake as they are. Grill them. We think all you motherfuckers fake. But at least the white people grilled them. That's what we want to hear, some grilling. Make these motherfuckers take accountability because we recording this stuff. We're screen recording these people, sit here and take accountability. We need to be able to screen record these people so when we go and sue, we can hold this up in court. Not because you remember you said this during that hearing. No, you said this out of your mouth during that hearing. You're not holding these people accountable. You're not making them say anything. We got sound bites from what these Republicans just did. We got sound bites from what some of these Democrats just did in grilling them. And here come the nigga. Here come the nigga wanting to be a YouTuber so bad. Y'all notice how all mainstream media talk like YouTubers now? They curse, they use profanity. They try to talk cool. They trying to talk cool now because, they want to talk about politics like we talk about politics. They want to get $20 in super chats too. Fuck the check that they getting. Fuck all the money they making. They want y'all to super chat them $9.99 too. See, what the T is, you niggas y'all sound like clones. People sound like clones on the news all day. Y'all talk alike, and we can't be able to differentiate between who is real and who is a clone. If all of you guys are talking like News Channel 10 at 5. So now everybody is figuring, let's talk like the YouTubers talk. Now you got Don Lemonade on here cussing and saying nigga and bitch and all this type of stuff on his channel. We don't want to hear you say that, Lemonade. We don't want to hear you say that, Don and Jasmine. We don't want to hear you talk like no YouTuber either because you're not that cool. We want you to grill these people so we can get sound bites, whore, so that we can file lawsuits. We need some black folks to...
And what we do. That's right, whistleblowers have told the committee that Doge is carrying around, quote, backpacks full of laptops to combine protected data from different agencies, and that Doge is not notifying Americans that their data is being moved around, even though they're required to do so by federal law. Professor Hu, why do federal laws like the Privacy Act and the Federal Information Security Management Act place safeguards around
freedom of information? Freedom of information. That's what I'm saying. You're not even getting the words right. Freedom of Information Act. I'm just saying, like, you don't strive to be a YouTuber that bad that you get the words wrong. You now the shit wrong on the record. Because as you're saying this stuff, it's typed to the record. You just asked the wrong question. Because you're so busy trying to throw Doge under the bus as if this is a Doge hearing. The Doge people aren't in front of you. The 23andMe execs are in front of you. And you got a limited amount of time. And you dragging Doge through the mud. No motherfucking matter what Doge is doing. We already talked about them in the other Senate hearing that we had to sit through and watch. You already went off on them one time. We already know they did whatever information they brought in. We already know that. Niggas had already started suing and getting their student loans cleared out because of that. We on somebody else now, and you still on them.
And uses Americans' data.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman, for that question. I think that it's absolutely critical to see the urgency of this moment in history, that as we are asking 23andMe to...
See how she had to bring it back around because she didn't even know how to answer that dumbass question. She don't work for 23. She didn't even know how to answer the question that Jasmine just threw to her. She's like, yeah, because we have 23andMe here. Remember?
Exercise such care and moral obligation to safeguard our national security interests that we also ask that of our own federal government, and that we look to the laws that we have, such as the Privacy Act and FISMA, as reasons why it's so critical, not only because of the history of potential abuses and misuses that we've seen in the past, that then, and also the vulnerabilities that led to the enactment of those laws, but because of the critical national...
A goddamn whole filibuster, and y'all don't have but a few minutes, and y'all just filibustered. Look, y'all, they just filibustered for, we on 3 minutes and 8 seconds. 3 minutes and 8 seconds y'all just wasted on some bullshit. You ain't even got the Wajojojo and the other guy from 23andMe. I'm at 3 minutes and 8 seconds, guys. I just want, I'm sorry, y'all had to hold my mule while I found this video, because I wasn't even gonna show y'all this. This was a waste of my motherfucking time, but I figured, yeah, let's waste everybody's motherfucking time, because we trying to see who the clones are at this point. 3 minutes, we had 3 minutes and 8 seconds. 309 to be exact, 309.56. Now we had 3 minutes, yeah, 3 minutes, 308.11, guys.
security issues that are emerging, especially in light of AI warfare.
Thank you so much.
She had to bring AI warfare in there because guess what? That's right. See, she tied it back in when she started talking about AI warfare. And that's how Jasmine should have came out the gate with it. In light of what's happening with AI warfare, how are you going to further protect Americans from having their data and their genetic information stolen? And if they answer too fast and they filibuster, you cut that bitch ass off and hit them with another answer. And hit them with another question. Are you willing to compensate Americans for having their data stolen in 2023? And when they start filibustering, you say, it's a yes or no answer. Yes or no answer. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. Hit them with that, girl. But if you go out there ill-prepared because you want to be a fucking YouTuber, you're going to filibuster. And now we are at your time almost up. The Asian lady tried to bring you back around to what to say. Baby, this is AI warfare, baby. They done stole all these nigga DNA and they tried to pick. Now you can track black people because you already know they want our DNA. That's why they got all these plasma centers set up all over the goddamn place. You already know who DNA they after yours if you're a black American. They're after your DNA. How you gonna protect your cousins? Y'all, she waited till the last minute that she had to even say anything about 23andMe.
Professor Hu, let me ask you one more question. How does DOJ's haphazard and cavalier handling of American sensitive data present privacy and security risk?
Mind you, this is not a Doge hearing, guys.
I think that what we really need to understand is that that aggregation and that consolidation of data opens us up to.
So if I turned off Ada tomorrow, I would need to double my support teams.
Great deal of targeting and also the type of misuse and abuse of that data. And without making sure that we reinforce the systems that we have put in place previously and those specialists and experts that we had hired previously to safeguard those systems, we are really jeopardizing, I think, Americans' privacy.
Yeah, it seems like we decided to leave all our valuables in the car out where everybody can see it and the door is unlocked. That's what it feels like. But
am I the only one? Guys, y'all sitting here looking at me like I'm crazy. Am I the only one? Am I the only fucking one? Yeah, I don't like this kind of talk. I don't get no support. It's okay. Thank you, Susu. Thank you, Cheap Ass Boy. Y'all the only ones that kind of like this kind of stuff. I don't know. I just come on here and do a private live for them. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Everybody sitting here looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, I done got demonetized on this video for nothing. I should have did a get ready with me. And I've been telling myself that for years. Just do a get ready with me, Janice. Yeah, because this is not working. This is not working out for sure. For sure, it's not. You come over here and you put. It's just me, guys. It's just me. I'm already not in the algorithm, so the people who are watching, they don't like it. Y'all don't like this kind of talk. No, they don't even want to click like nothing. It's okay. It's okay, guys. I went and bought this battery for this thing so that I could stream longer. But I just stream some get ready with me. I got a lot of fashion I want to show anyway. Summer coming up. I got a lot of events I plan on attending. I maybe film myself doing some fasted cardio or something. Nobody want to talk about no real issues no more. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Thank you for everybody who is trying to find their family's property. I've been telling people not to do this 23andMe shit. Allow us those of us who know how to source records, allow us to get the records and find the family and find the land that way. I've been saying that for the longest. Thank you for everybody who is trying. You know, I only put a few slots out at a time. And when I put them out, people typically get the slots. I put 2 more slots out yesterday. I put 2 slots out yesterday. The slots are available on helloplants.com. I put the slots out. because y'all don't like this kind of information. Y'all just don't. Y'all just don't like this type of shit. Y'all don't even want to click like, but it's cool. You know, I get it. Y'all, you ain't got to tell me twice. You ain't got to tell me twice. You don't got to tell me twice. You don't got to tell me twice. Here's the link for the 2 slots that are left. If you're my land client, I know one of my clients came on here and told me they had responded to my email. I got some more people that I have to email. Y'all, let's just get the land. Let's just get the land. We can talk amongst ourselves. I got another super chat. Thank you. Brandy. Thank you, Brandy Slayer TV, Brand Slayer TV. I like that name. You'll be dropping gems. People just be brainwashed. I'm convinced, baby. I am trying. I am trying. I swear. I swear. I'm just like, baby, I just do some get ready with me at this point. I'll just do some. I know. I get it. I get it. Again, I got 2 slots left. If you don't know your family genealogy, you don't have to have everybody. I just need the names and where you think the land is. Once you get the order, when you'll get in my queue, and then when it's time, I'll send you an email of what I need, and then you respond to that email, and then I'll start from there. I do email people back and forth if I'm hung up on something or if I need something else. I'm doing 1 line, but by default I'm doing 2 lines by default. But so the order is for 1 genetic line. You got 4 grandparents. You know, because your grandparents are married, that's why I said I'm doing 2 lines by default. But I have to do some of the genealogy on some of these people. That's why I said I'm doing 1 line. But I'm telling you, land can be found in a lot of situations. Families already have land. They just some families are still living on the land. They just don't know how much land they're living on. They're just thinking it's a house, a heirs property, and it's 100 and some acres, or it could be 9,000 acres. The stuff that we have found, the stuff that has been discovered, schools. I have found schools for families. I have found all kinds of interesting things, all kinds of stuff. careers that the people were doing just by default of finding land and then finding what's on the land. Now that is not what I'm looking for. That's typically what I look for when I'm doing genealogy, but because I'm searching for land, sometimes I just stumble upon these things. And if I just stumble upon something, then I'll of course share it with you, share the links of where I found it from so that you can further look into the matter. I am just amazed by some of the things that I have found during this land search situation these past 2 months. You know, one family can unlock a whole nother world of things. You know, you just never know. One family can unlock a whole nother industry of like, dang, I didn't even know black people was doing this. And it's like, wow, your relative was doing this. Okay, so let me look into this. And now we find other black Americans, Negroes, coloreds, darkies doing the same thing and controlling a particular industry that we never knew that we was a part of, because they put us in a box and labeled it as slaves, and nobody ever unpacked the box until now. So maybe that's what y'all like me for. I don't know at this point. I don't want y'all to sit here look at me funny because I'm talking crazy about Jasmine Crockett. But I'm telling you, people are going to need to sue 23andMe, and this congressional hearing will have to be used as a soundbite. These transcripts can be printed out from this congressional hearing, and motherfuckers can be taken to the bank. And if you afraid to do it, then scared money don't make no motherfucking money. But if you're not afraid to do it, go and print out those goddamn transcripts from Congress. You can print them out, congress.gov. You can print all of these transcripts out from these congressional hearings. Take these motherfuckers to the bank using their own words. You did not consent to nobody pressing up some pills and your shit being sold to pharmaceutical companies. You better show me where I signed that shit at. I didn't sign for nobody to send my data to a pharmaceutical company so the pharmaceutical company can make drugs based on my genetic material. I didn't sign up for that, bitch. I was trying to see what part of Africa I was from, because that's what you put on the front of your website. So if I don't sue you for shit else, false advertisement. And bitch, I'm not gonna sue you for 200,000 either. I'm gonna sue you for 10 million just to see how much I can get on that false advertisement claim. Cause guess what? The rent going up, the mortgage going up, the insurance going up. You look like a free lick to me. Y'all better be glad I ain't sent my DNA and I'm taking them bitches to the bank. That's a free ride. I'm taking your ass to the bank. Take you to the bank. If I send my DNA in, you going to the bank? I ain't send my DNA into these people. I might find a way to sue them just because of the trauma of it all. Just because I had to keep getting online telling people not to send their DNA in, and I was combating their marketing that they was putting out. I was combating their CCP paid millions that they was putting out, coercing people to send their DNA. And I might sue them based on that. The fact that I had to fight people online, and I'm traumatized because of so many people that I had to fight online to tell them not to send their DNA in when you hadn't paid these CCP, these Chinese, African paid people telling black Americans to send their DNA in so they can really find out where they're from because they're not from America and all this old bullshit. Then you paid and spent the campaign on TikTok. You paid for that campaign to go on TikTok. That 23andMe campaign with everybody showing where they from, what charts they're from. You paid for that shit. I might sue you based on that. The more I think about it, the more upset I become. Might give me a free check out of it. I'm going to print out them damn transcripts just like I printed out that Facebook hearing transcript. I printed out all that. Oh, yeah. Keep bringing these people into these hearings. All I'm going to do is print out the transcript and use what I can use, because I know I was targeted over this shit. Just like I printed out the damn hearings from the COVID, from the vaccine, printed those out too. We building cases. That's all we doing. Build a fucking case on these people. Then they'll stop fucking with you. That's all you gotta do. Start building cases. If you good enough to track your boyfriend and see where he go, hither thither. You know every hoe he fucking. You know every nigga your old lady fucking. You can get geolocations on these people. When they cheat on you, get geolocations on these people when they fuck you over. Use it. Now's the time. You get you a check. Now is the time to get you a check. You can't get no check out that man cheating on you. You're going to do what he do anyway. He gonna cheat anyway. He gonna cheat anyway. If he a dog, I mean, he a good man, he ain't gonna cheat. But if he a dog, he gonna cheat. That's what dogs do. Dogs gonna piss on every mailbox they can find if they can squirt some out. Every woman should know that. You know, if you want to still be with him after that, be with him. If you want to leave him, man, don't need to go and follow his geolocation and all that bullshit. Leave that nigga, get his brother. Go fuck with his dad, his uncle, if you that bad. Or leave him all together and go get you somebody else. Ain't no need of tracking folks. Use that shit for something that can make you some money. Tracking this nigga can't make you no money. Go through his phone one time. That's it. You ain't got to go through his phone 2-3 times. You saw what you saw the first time. That shit ain't gonna make you no money. Fuck him. Don't make dollars. It don't make sense in this economy. I'm so demonetized right now. It ain't even funny. I'm so... Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, boy, hold these people accountable. Nobody is holding these people accountable. Just like during COVID, when I was telling people not to go in the hospital and put them insurance policies on themselves. I was telling people, get $1 million insurance policy on yourself. That'll stop all that goddamn contact tracing and all this gang stalking and all that shit. That'll slow that shit down. That's exactly what I did. I thought I was being followed, and I probably was still being followed. But at some point, it's like, all right, you better get some sophisticated niggas to follow me at this point, not no little stragglers. And then the cars changed. Then I started seeing military tags. I was like, okay, they know what's up. Nobody was harming me though. Nobody harmed me. It was a show big fucking payout that would have to happen because I don't have no medical issues that keep me from getting $1 million. That kept me from getting a multi-million-dollar insurance policy. I didn't send my DNA into 23andMe so the insurance companies can look at my data and be like, I'm not gonna give her this much of a policy. I didn't have none of those issues. And that bill is paid monthly. These some payouts will have to happen around fucking with me. Now, I lost a lot, but I ain't lose my damn insurance policies for sure. For sure. So you can put all kind of clauses in these insurance policies. You're literally writing the will. Now, who gonna die if I die? Or what this money gonna go to if I die? This is XYZ. There was a private investigator following me the whole time, get the report for him of what had happened. He gonna tell you everything what had happened and go get revenge. That's all. That's how you got to look at it. Whether that's what you're going to do or not, that's how you got to look at these things. It's going to be consequences and repercussions. If y'all want to play funny about DNA and data and fucking targeting people and following people, then let's all play funny. Let's all play. Bitch, I can be Chucky too. I'm your friend to the end. Or we can all leave each other the fuck alone because guess what? We got one life to live and we're all in this bitch together. That's what I'm saying. The same minute, it's the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. But looks like some of these people never learned the golden rule. Looks like some of these people don't have the same moral compass that we have. And if they think that you are already mind control, you're docile, you don't even understand your surroundings, you just walk idly by, they gonna try you, they gonna target you, they gonna follow you, they want your genetic material, they want it bad. Because they're gonna make a lot of money off of it in the pharmaceutical industry. They know you don't give a damn about the pharmaceutical industry enough to open up no pharmaceutical processing facilities. They know you're not gonna make a Merck Chemical. When Merck Chemical left out of Albany, Georgia, somebody should have built another Merck Chemical and it should have been black owned. They know you don't care enough about the genetic genome to put all these plasma centers in the black neighborhood. Those are owned by Russians. How the fuck is the Russians over here making all this money off plasma? They get you $40. They made $30,000 per plasma treatment. You got $40 to get your shit up. They going to give these people treatments $30,000 a pop, and niggas ain't took over that industry yet. You just gonna sit there and keep putting your arm on the table and not strategizing, not writing no business plan around this shit, not going to try to get no fund around this, opening up your first facility. Everybody gonna keep looking at me crazy. That ain't a good business model. That's a great goddamn business model. I'll open up a whole group of plasma facilities. I start one by one. Everybody don't need to open up no goddamn restaurant. If people gonna keep putting their arm on the table, and they've been doing it for years now, people gonna keep putting their arm on the table, you need to get in the industry. What you scared of? The Russians? Ain't no big dick man should ever be scared of no Russians. Ain't no big dick man should ever be scared of nobody. You better use that same confidence, that same strength. Stop worrying about sex and worry about enterprise. Sex gonna come. You done got to chase that. Stop worrying about sex. Worry about enterprise. Start opening up some big corporations and get this fucking money. That's it. You don't even have to think about it too much. You don't have to keep looking at self-help books to try to see what way you want to go in the business realm. Jump. That's how business work. Jump. That's how business work. Jump. You see the market is there. They got plasma centers in storefronts. Plasma center gonna be next to Ross, next to the grocery store, next to Planet Fitness. They all gonna be right there. Group, go open. It's one right there for sale. It's a storefront right there for lease. Open you a plasma center. Do the same shit. It's wide open, and there are no black-owned plasma facilities. You know how comfortable black people will be coming to your plasma facility once you put the marketing out that we finally got some black-owned plasma facilities. Do you know how much clientele you will get? Do you know that'll dry up the Russians' money damn near overnight? It depends on how big you can make that marketing campaign and how quick you can scale that fucking business. Please. And give me a cut for giving you the business idea too. I done gave a lot of business ideas out on here. People just quietly do them. Some people come back and say, you did convince me to do this. I appreciate you. Here's a super chat. Oh no, here's a cash out. That's money that goes to the cash out. We don't want to give YouTube 30% of that. You can draw up a business plan using GPT, Chat PT, or whatever. The chat bots. You just write it down. I write mine down on clipboards. I write mine down on clipboard. I actually write. I have to write myself. I don't let no GPT, Chat GPTs and shit write my ideas down. But if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. A lot of y'all got kids running around. I don't have kids running around asking me for juicy juices and chips and shit all day. Some of y'all have that. So you have to use stuff like the GPTs and stuff. I'm not knocking you for that. Do it however you can get it done, baby. Do it however you can get it done, baby. Just get it done. My chat just started. Y'all don't like this? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, we can come on here and we can just talk about land. Land is big money. Land is the biggest money we can talk about. And I love to talk about it. I could stick to one topic, trust me. But baby, this money got to be out. This money got to be made. These businesses got to be up and running. And now is the time. Everybody want to sit here and play in our face. And then they was talk about, oh, the Chinese people, when they got the data from 23andMe, they were just looking for other Chinese deterrents who came from China. No, the fuck they wasn't. You think China is going to come to America to look for other Chinese people using 23andMe data? No. They already chipped these incubator babies. They know where these Chinaman ma'ams are at all times. When they come over here, China don't let everybody come over here. That's why I'm trying to figure out also Asians in general don't let everybody come. That's why I'm also trying to figure out how did so many Asians get around P. Diddy. But anyway, that's another story. But Asians, they really do track their people when they come over here because they come over here by scholarship and by contract and shit. You just don't come over here. Africans like that too. That's how they able to find each other. They're over here on scholarship. They have to get scholarships and shit to come over here. They don't just call. They'll just arrive. Now during the Biden administration, some people just start arriving through the border. That's a whole nother subject. But you think China is going to waste their time looking for other Chinese, or are they going to waste their time trying to find the genetic data of Negroes, Y chromosome Negroes all over America? That's the DNA that they need to press up new products for the medical field. That's where they make their money. They're not gonna waste their time on no motherfucking test tube baby trying to find their data. They already have those data sets. I can't make shit for a test tube baby. The test tube baby would need a nigga plasma to stay alive. That's why that's $1 billion industry. Are we ready to be billionaires or not? I don't want to sit here and keep complaining about no fucking elite. Become the elite. My brother Mark Breedlove said that loud and clear, and I agree. You don't have to sit here and complain about the elite. Become the elite. We were the elites before. You don't have to play yourself small. You don't have to complain about nobody big. You don't have to complain about nobody. Let's talk about the land for a second. Did they get rid of BLM? No. I was just on it Friday. Oh. Hold on, I'm a mute. Still there, Shanitra. It's still there. You may want to clear the cookies off on your computer or something. It's still here. The township number. But it's still here. You may want to clear the out on your computer. Clear your clear your cache out on your computer. Clear your cookies and your cache out on your computer. You always share valuable and critical information. Please continue. Thank you for us. Some people support me on here, little light. Please click like it here, guys. Questions? They might be trying to see what their genetics look like when mixed with certain races. They've already done that, press play. Remember that rumor about them asking for black men to come impregnate their women? That's what I'm saying with this Diddy stuff. Press play. Come on, let's talk now. They don't like me when they don't like me, press play. They don't send me no support. It's content creators on here that boy, they come and talk about drama, boy, they make a good living on YouTube. But I'm telling you, it's something to it. Yours look different. That's what I'm saying. You might want to clear out your cache. I didn't get the text yet. I haven't received it yet. I haven't received it yet. They haven't came through yet. But remember that rumor about them asking for black men to come impregnate their women? Now think about all these Asian women around Diddy. All these Jane Does are Asian. What are they doing with all these black men semen? That's what I'm trying to say. Because when you go to the clinic, like when you go and get impregnated at the clinic, that costs, right? How much does it cost? How do I even ask this fucking question? How much does it cost for a semen donor? Cost for a semen donor. Sperm donor. Let's say sperm donor. Because you need sperm. Sperm donor. Let me see. Yeah, see, vials of sperm. See, I'm on to something. I know I'm on to something. Click like it here, guys. We might be on to something. Vial type and quality. Vials of sperm can range from 400 to 2,000 on average. Yo. Men can get a lot of money for their sperm. Y'all fucking giving plasma up. You might need to stop jacking off in them towels and rags and put it in the cup. $2,000. 2 racks for some semen that you finna put in the towel anyway tonight. What? Whoa! You're gonna jack off anyway tonight. You might as well put that shit in a cup at this point. Wow. It's people paying a lot of money for sperm. A single vial of sperm can cost between 400 to 2,000. You coming every night. You playing all with men, always playing with themselves for some reason. Men stay playing with themselves. You can get 2,000 per. Y'all. 2,000 per pump is wild. And this is saying $26.95. And an additional $500 to $370 for shipping. The plasma center is gonna give you 40. Now at this point, we need to open up some sperm banks. We might need to open up some sperm banks in some of these storefronts. Woo-wee! Wowzers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's something else. The cost can range anywhere from $300 to $4,000. God dang. Donor insemination. That's what I'm saying. Is it AI or is it artificial insemination? Y'all. Just think about that when you play with yourself tonight, man, because I know you're going to do it. I can't tell you not to. I know you're going to do it. All ages of men do it. Y'all just be playing with yourself. Just playing with yourself. You got to massage yourself every now and then, men. Woo, Lord, they giving y'all a lot for sperm. Oh, you said somebody said they tried. It's not as simple as it sounds. They are paying prisoners $50 a cup. Yeah, they cutting these prisoners short. But what's their infatuation with sperm? Because I'm saying I never knew they was paying prisoners to give up sperm. What are they doing? Oh, you said you wasn't putting the glow in the front. Okay. Somebody said worms. So now some of these men got some superpower sperm. If they look at you wrong, you pregnant. Yeah, somebody said make ejaculation great again. Exactly. Make it count. Think about that when you turn on that porn site. Make it count, fellas. Oh boy, we need to seek it. We need to seek it. We open some sperm banks or something, y'all. We need our own plasma centers and we need our own sperm banks. Do I have an investor in the house? I'm just talking hood on here because we shoot the bobo over here, but I am very well educated. I have a science degree. I can turn it on and off, trust me. We need some investors at this point. I've ran a multi-million-dollar corporation before. In case some investors are watching, it was very successful. And I can do it again. We need sperm banks and we need plasma centers. They need to be black owned. Since everybody want to play with our genetics. Please click like it here, guys. Y'all not clicking like because y'all don't like it. It's okay. I appreciate everybody who done supported the channel. I do. I appreciate everybody who done supported the channel. Hey, somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it, guys. Somebody had to say it. Somebody got to say it, y'all. I'm sorry. Somebody got to say it. Somebody had to say it. Anyway, guys, it's 12 o'clock. I got 2 slots left on this land search. That's the link if anybody want to grab one of those slots. Y'all, if I got any breaking news, I'll come back tomorrow. But if not, y'all probably see me later on this week. Oh, child, we done broke some stuff down on this live. My God. Veteran Jacob, we need some black-owned sperm banks and black-owned plasma centers. These are multi-billion-dollar enterprises. I know you know somebody. I know you have an investor, someone that'll invest. Mark Breedlove, you still on here too? I know you know somebody too. Viewers have been at the exact same number this entire time. Ain't no way. Exactly. You already know how it go. Press play. It might be 1,000 people watching. We'll never know. We'll never know. You said you're late to the party. But yeah, anyway, guys, 2 slots left. It's 1 or 2 slots up. I don't know. I haven't checked it, but I know I put 2 slots up yesterday. If anybody want to grab one of those slots for a side of your family that you want to search on, please do grab them. I don't know when the next slots will be open. Or whether because it's almost the end of the month. It's almost the end of the no, it's not. Let me not rush the month. It's not almost the end of the month. But I'll have everybody done by the end of the month. Thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Roz. I appreciate that. Or Mr. Roz. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is, but I thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all got me on here cutting up. It's midnight. I don't think I done kept y'all on this late ever, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I got a notification for a live stream that you did 2 days ago this morning. Really? That was you just sent me that super chat. Thank you so much, Roz. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Because, baby, I thought people was just on here looking at me like I was crazy. Like they don't understand what I'm saying right now. Baby, somebody understand. Somebody understand me. We need to go find some investors. ASAP, stat. Because, baby, they are finna use this genetic material that they getting from people like Diddy got folks jacking off in the coat. That's what it look like to me. He's scheming some of the semen off the top. Probably getting $5,000 a cup for it. You done paid the men to fuck. You getting reimbursed some kind of way. Cause ain't no way you ain't getting in on none of the action. You just sitting there jacking off. You're not coming. They said they ain't saying Diddy is ejaculating. They just said he's in there squeezing off, watching. And then they go in the other room and play in the semen. Nah, y'all ain't playing in no motherfucking semen. Y'all putting that semen in the cup. But the RICO, that part of the RICO haven't been discussed yet, or has it? They just getting him for sex trafficking and something else. But they probably getting somebody else for something else that we don't know that ties all in together. It got something to do with this semen that they getting from these men. Cause boy, y'all can't be that freaky. Can't be. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be good for our people. I don't know. Better said you got me shook. I'm shook. I got myself over here shook. I got myself shook. They said he got a little tootsie. Yeah, I heard Nancy Grace. The YouTubers done put Nancy Grace out in the forefront of YouTube because she was not a big YouTuber, but she started bringing Tissa Tells on her show, and now Nancy Grace is in everybody's YouTube algorithm all of a sudden, and she is hilarious. I think she had Armand Wiggins on there too. She talking about Armand and Tissa are the two biggest YouTubers that's covering the Diddy trial because they're actually in the courtroom. But you got some other very large YouTube pages that they're talking about it. But anyway, Nancy Grace got on there with a Tootsie Roll, little Tootsie Roll, talking about Diddy got a Tootsie Roll. Like, you don't know that. We don't know. Ain't nobody ever said how big his meat was, but just going on what we think. Maybe he got a Tootsie Roll, maybe he don't. We don't know who. Yes, we need our own health centers and control where our DNA is going. That's what I'm talking about, Billy Black. We need the plasma, we need the sperm, we need the healthcare, and we've had it before. That's what I'm saying. We've had these things before. I don't know whether we had any black-owned sperm centers ever, or whether we ever had any black-owned plasma centers, because that's just something that we're not thinking about. We're thinking about getting the money to get the plasma, but the plasma treatments are $30,000 a pop. People are paying $30,000 a pop for plasma treatments, and you're getting $40, $80. So, I don't know. I don't know. Has to be something big going on behind this trial, because why do they make it seem like it's all about sex? Do we really need to know all of the dirty details of his sex life just to prove things? Nope, we don't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's weird. It's spooky. That's why I'm pulling out the stuff like the semen, and I did break down the enterprise part that they pointed out in court today, but it seems like to me, it's like, was this case worth it? How much money did the federal government spend to bring this case down? Because see, Diddy, if he's found guilty, he lose everything, all his properties, everything. The children lose their trust funds, they lose everything. The government is going to seize all of that stuff. Because you got to seize it in order to pay the victims. And I only know this because of I'm watching the trial that a case that I'm a victim of. And I want to get my motherfucking money back. I want my Bitcoin back. I want all my shit back. So I'm watching this case like a hawk. These cases like a hawk. I'm watching all these cases. I was going to see whether they were going to say something about Bitcoin and Diddy trial. I'm waiting. I'm watching every motherfucking body that got a case this year. I'm watching. Because they said this is a huge criminal ring. And so far, the people that I've seen as a part of this criminal ring, these are not regular Joe Schmo everyday people. And they have Joe Schmo everyday people working for them. But the actual people that are being indicted now, these are not regular people. They ain't regular. So I'm trying to see what's good. Who all tied into it is what I'm trying to. I want my money. I want my coin. I want my money back. A woman he raped said it was the size of a Tootsie Roll. And she knew it wasn't going to hurt. Damn. Wow. What? That's wild. That's wild. That is wild. That's very much wild. It's a lot of sex magic going on. It's a way to control people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you trying to control the men through the semen, or are you? That's what I'm saying. We've broken this down on many shows, just speculatory stuff because the case seems very weak. So it's just like our speculatory things are more interesting than the actual case. Now it might heat up tomorrow with the drug mule, but yo, you can lock the nigga up. Go and lock him up. Lock him up for beating hoes. That's domestic violence. That seemed like was better than the rest of the shit they showing because people are freaky. People are very freaky all over the world. Some of these men are very freaky. And if you lock Diddy up, he did something beyond freaking. My thing is these men semen. I just don't understand the semen part. You doing something with these folks semen that got me shook. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let y'all off here. It's 12:17. Have we ever been this late on live? I don't know. Anyway, should I come back on here tomorrow, guys? I don't know. We may come on here tomorrow and talk about the drug mule. That's what I'm thinking. Tomorrow is gonna be very interesting. If I find any breaking news, I'll come back on here. If not, then I'll probably see y'all later on this week. Get those last two slots that I have. If you want to find your ancestors' land, let me try to search for it. I will see y'all later. Good night. Bye.